Nobody is talking about this with Jade Cargill, and I am absolutely freaking sick of it. Can we finally address the elephant in the room? Can we finally acknowledge what I think is very, very point blank simple right there for the grabbing? Can we talk about that? Well, we are going to do that in today's video because Jade Cargill is in a very interesting time and place in her WWE career at a time in which there are many people out there finally doing their celebration lap. They're clapping their hands. They're patting themselves on the back because they finally get to see what they've always been predicting. And I'm here to tell you that I don't think you should be as cocky as you are. Look, I'll be very, very transparent with you guys. You've been a great supporting cast of this channel and helped me and my family. I am a Jade Cargill supporter. I'm a Jade Cargill believer. I'm a Jade Cargill fan, even those for the negativity. Let's bring it up. I'm a Jade Cargill mark. I believe in Jade Cargill. I should have a pin and put it on my shirt that says I believe in Jade Cargill. Okay, Joe Hendry would be very proud. Jade Cargill is in a very interesting spot right now, and where WWE is going is even more interesting. And I'm actually starting to see the white light, the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will, when it comes to Jade Cargill's status in this company, right? Because 2025, she started out as her singles run. She scored a unbelievable win over Naomi at WrestleMania, followed it up with another one at Evolution to blow off a feud that really set her in the right direction. What has WWE done recently? Well, I'll tell you this. She won the Queen of the Ring tournament, beat Asuka in the finals to do so. She was right on track. She seemingly was unstoppable, and she was seemingly going to be crowned the next women's champion. She was going to face Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam, challenge her for a women's championship that she was destined to win. But no, WWE, what'd they do? They booked a 7-minute match, and they had Tiffany Stratton go over Jade Cargill simply because evidently WWE doesn't think that Jade Cargill is ready. That WWE doesn't think that Jade Cargill is ready to hold the women's championship, be the queen of that SmackDown women's division. And so they kept the title on Tiffany Stratton. Fine, you want to do that? Go right ahead. It's your company. So what does WWE do? They go and they have Jade Cargill enter right back into a program with Tiffany Stratton. She doesn't get a win. She doesn't get another program. She doesn't get a squash match. She doesn't, nothing. She just gets promos, okay? A babyface tweener, right, who is dividing the fan base. Some people like her, some people don't. WWE doesn't know how to book this woman, right? So what do? They run it back. They run it back on SmackDown. And guess what happens? They do a injury storyline. Right? There's a double count out. They go through the barricades. Nia Jax is back, and she enters herself into this program. And so WWE, they opt, we're not going to book this match at WrestlePalooza. No. We're going to book it on this week's episode of SmackDown. Okay? The 26th of SmackDown, we're getting a triple threat between Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and Nia Jax. Women's title on the line. Here we go. Here's what nobody's talking about. WWE is delaying the championship win of Jade Cargill. I'm convinced of it. So we have a situation in which, okay, they already beat Jade. They put her right into a match with Tiffany. They don't do a clean finish, okay? Nobody wins. It's a schmoz, right? Double count out. They insert the always reliable, always dependable jobber in Nia Jax, who is there to eat the pinfall whenever WWE needs her to. Okay, so she's inserted into this program to lose the triple threat on the 26th. WWE has Crown Jewel in Australia in mid-October. It's about a month away. And now WWE, they like to do champion versus champion. It's like a new Survivor Series gimmick where the world champion will face the world champion. So we got Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion, is going to face world champion Seth Rollins. You best believe, based off of what they did last year and what they're doing this year, that we are going to be getting a Stephanie Valker, who's the women's world champion, and Tiffany Stratton, the women's champion, in a singles non-title clash of titans at Crown Jewel. So what do? This is what you do. Jade Cargill does not get beat in this triple threat. Okay, she's about to win, and she gets screwed over at the very last minute. Tiffany Stratton throws her out of the ring after Jade had her pinned, right? Tiffany pins Jax, so she retains the title, yet Jade Cargill, she had the right to win that match. She was almost about to win that match and she got screwed over, so she deserves another shot at Tiffany. Pause. In the meantime, we are going to have Tiffany build up a match with Valkyr, okay? And then Jade in the process, hey WWE, hey Triple H, here's a brilliant idea. Why don't you have Jade Cargill go out there and do a bunch of freaking squash matches and actually get some victories and actually showcase, hey, this chick can win matches. Hey, this chick is a dominant star. Hey, this woman deserves a spot in the main event. This woman is clearly the top contender in the SmackDown Women's division. That she is clearly a top contender and a title-worthy challenger. Then you go out there and you have Jade, right, who is kind of a tweener. You go out there and you have her cost Tiffany the match at Crown Jewel. Okay? That sets up a few different instances. Not only does it add further heat and further animosity and further build to a Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton Part 3, right? But it also gets you out of who's going to win between Stephanie Valkyr and Tiffany Stratton. You're clearly building up Valkyr as a top star. You want her to be a top star. She's a new women's world champion. Tiffany doesn't necessarily need the win, especially if you have an easy, clean out. So you do it like that. It builds Stephanie, and she gets a worthy win over a fellow champion. Okay, so that builds her up. It is a protection plan for Tiffany Stratton to losing the match. And you further build up Jade Cargill. And if you are actually going to put the championship on Jade Cargill, then you are ready to go and you're off to the races. Right? Now, there is a very likely chance, okay, I'm not delusional here, there is a very likely chance that WWE, if they were not going to put the championship on Jade Cargill at SummerSlam, why would they do it a few months later? I think you have an easy explanation for that, and it is this. WWE did not feel like Jade was ready at SummerSlam. I understand that. She's a little weak on her promos. She is still very, very green in the ring. But aura, charisma, and presence is something in which you simply cannot teach. I believe you cannot teach that. So you have that in Jade Cargill. She just needs more time and she needs more reps. That has always been the situation with Jade Cargill, going back to AEW, going back to when she signed with WWE, her entire existence in this company. If you can get past those hurdles, then I think you're A-okay. If you can't get past those hurdles, that is a you problem. So we will see how WWE plays this out. We will see how WWE books this. That is my game plan. That is my opinion. That is my hot take. That is my strategy if I'm WWE and if I'm Triple H. Let me know in the comments there below. Am I wacky or am I on to something? Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.